Stephen Miller was on fire today in the press briefing. I had the honor of being there in attendance. I was hoping to get called on for a question. It didn't materialize, but he called out the fake news media right to their faces. It was beautiful to watch. He called them out for not sticking up or covering any of the stories about the American citizens whose lives have been totally destroyed by the illegal aliens that have poured into the country intentionally, by mind you, which he pointed out too, by Joe Biden. He called out Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. He stopped just short of calling it treasonous what they did by allowing this country to get invaded. But he called them out right to their faces, and rightfully so. I would have loved to have get a comment from him on the radical over at the New York Times who called this Judge Dugan, who was arrested for aiding and abetting an illegal immigrant and avoiding an arrest from ICE. We had a New York Times reporter that called her what she did illegal but courageous. Heroic is what his words were. It was illegal but heroic. And when you do stuff like that, you are enabling more members of the media to come out and support these radical judges who are protecting the illegal immigrants and not standing up for the American citizens. So it's truly awesome to hear this type of language coming from the White House, once again sticking up for the American citizen, where we had 4 years of the press pretty much standing up for the illegals in this country, and it ain't going to fly with this administration. And so it's a breath of fresh air to actually see somebody from the White House podium sticking up for the American people, putting America first. And God bless all these angel families, all these angel parents in our country who have had to bear the brunt of Joe Biden's mass invasion of our country here with these illegals, praying that we can get them all out of the country. Right now we're getting ready to go into the Rose Garden. They're going to have the national prayer service going on, National Day of Prayer. I'll be in there. I'll give you guys a quick hitter from inside the Rose Garden once that goes down, so keep it locked in. All right, what's doing? Alec Lace live here in the Rose Garden. We are about to have the national prayer service. President Donald Trump expected to come out shortly here. Of course, today we'll be praying for the future of our country. We'll be praying for the safety and success of President Donald Trump. But personally, myself, I will be throwing in there a prayer for family formation in this country, a prayer that we have more families. Marriage rates are the lowest that they have ever been in this country's history. Our birth rates are lower than they've ever been in history, and a lot of people point to periods of costs, and it's too expensive to get married, have kids. But I would argue that during the Great Depression, the marriage rates were actually higher than they are right now. And during the Great Depression, birth rates were higher than they are right now. And during that Great Depression, we had a financial hold on this country, a financial issue that we never seen since. And you had actual real people, real families that were actually sleeping in Central Park during the Great Depression that couldn't pay rent, couldn't find jobs, not compared to today's homeless where it's all crackheads, drug addicts, and mentally ill patients that should be in Bellevue. So it's a much different type of situation that happened. And even throughout that tough financial time, the toughest of financial times in our nation's history, people were still getting married and people were still having children. And we are not seeing that today at all. There has been a cultural shift in this country, and I am praying that we can overcome that. This was by design. This didn't happen by accident. We have a younger generation that has zero goal of getting married. If they do have a family, they want it to be a small family, not having extended families like they used to. So I'll be praying today that we can have a real big growth in our nuclear families in this country, a big spiritual growth as well, some faith formation, bringing people back to God, bringing people back to faith. I think those are the two things that are crippling our country right now, is the fact that our nuclear family units are not intact and that we don't have God in our lives anymore. So we have taken the Father out of the home and the Heavenly Father out of our society, and that has been the 1-2 punch that's crippled our nation. So I'll be praying for that today as we have this national prayer service going down here. Also, of course, obviously praying for the future success of our country and the safety of President Donald Trump. I'll give you more from the Rose Garden here when I got it. Alec Lace live at the White House.
You're listening to the Alec Lace Show. The future is family.